I'd like to share with you in this week's Parshas Kiseitse something very nice from the Rebbe's father, Rabbi Levi Yitzchok Zatzal. In this week's Parsha, we have the mitzvah from Yibum, the Levirate mitzvah, which means if someone gets married, unfortunately, the husband, the man, passes away without any children, then there's a mitzvah that the oldest brother should marry the widow, his brother's wife, and like this, he continue his brother's name by receiving the inheritance and continuing the brother's name. That's the mitzvah in a nutshell. There's a very interesting story in Zohar, Parshas Lech Lecha, Daf Tzaddik Dalet, Amud Beis, and it says of there a story that Rabbi was traveling. He came to a house and he stayed over there overnight, and the man asked him to please stay another day because I'm having a bris for my child. And this man, he tells the assembled, these who came to the bris, Rabbi Abba stayed for the bris, and he said, you know, I married my brother's wife. My brother unfortunately passed away, and this baby that's born now, we had a child together. I named this child by the bris on the name of my brother. Rabbi Abba tells this man, you didn't learn correctly the pshat in the pasuk. The pasuk doesn't say that Yikor al Shem Ochev, that the first son that will be born after the marriage of the oldest brother to the widow, you should give that son al Shem Ochev Ameis, on the name of the brother that died. That's not what the pasuk is saying. The pasuk is saying is that the actual marriage is a mitzvah that is upon the oldest brother to continue the brother's legacy, so to say, by marrying the widow, and like this, the estate, he will take care of it, and he will continue his brother's name. This man who made the bris didn't learn pshat correctly. He thought, you know, that the Torah is telling you when you get married, your firstborn, you have to give a name after the deceased. And Rabbi Abba told him that's not the pshat. It's a wrong pshat. In order to make it correct, people should learn wrong pshat in the pasuk. That the right pshat is that the mitzvah is on the oldest brother, the b'chor. That's what the Torah is referring to. He has to take over the marriage. He should marry the widow. Therefore, Rabbi Abba told him, from now on, call your son by the name Idi, Aleph Yud, Daled Yud. Rabbi Levi Yitzchok has a very lengthy explanation, and he ties it in with the Torah that Rabbi Abba darshan by the bris. And we're just going to focus on this one very interesting point. Why was his name Idi, Aleph Yud, Daled Yud? Rabbi Levi Yitzchok explains that Rabbi Abba gave a tremendous, beautiful bracha to this child. And he says that the letters Aleph Yud, Daled Yud is a Rosh Tevis. The Rosh Tevis is Avram, Yitzchok, Yaakov, and Dovid. In the order of the name, it's Avram, Yitzchok, Yaakov, Avram, Yitzchok, Dovid, and Yaakov. But these four, Avram, Yitzchok, Yaakov, and also Dovid and Malach. Explains Rabbi Levi Yitzchok. The Zohar says that Hashem has, so to say, a chariot, a Mekava, which means that this chariot brings down godliness into the world through their directives. They drive the vehicle, so to say. And Rabbi Levi Yitzchok explains that Rabbi Abba wanted to give this baby a bracha, that he should also receive these four qualities of Avram, Yitzchok, Yaakov, and Dovid and Malach, and then he will be a successful child. And that's Idi, Aleph Yud, Daled Yud. In simple terms, explains Rabbi Levi Yitzchok. We know that Avram is Chesed, Yitzchok is Gevura, Yaakov is Teferes, and Dovid and Malach is Prince Malchus. In simple terms, this means like this. Whenever we do something, a project, on any time a mother wants to give a child something to eat, a teacher wants to teach, it has to have 4 qualities, 4 ingredients. And then basically 3 ingredients, and then you could go ahead with your action. What are the 3? Very simple. I'll give you a simple example. Let's say a mother wants to give a children to eat. So first of all, it has such a love. It wants to feed its children. It loves it so much. It's hungry. The children are hungry. It wants to feed. So it wants to do kindness to their children. That's called chesed. A teacher wants to do kindness to his students. He wants to teach them Torah or whatever it should be. But then from kindness alone, you may give too much. You can't give it too much of a portion. The teacher can't teach too much. It may be above the student's head and their understanding. So now you have to cut back. You have to slice back. You can't give everything. So now you have another quality called gevura. Chesed means I give. Gevura means I cut back. So the parent has to think, oh, no, I can't give everything I have to make the right ratio. A teacher has to figure out exactly how much to teach the child each day. So it always has that, I wouldn't say a dilemma, but that challenge. On one hand, I'm giving, chesed. On the other hand, I'm taking away. And now I have to figure out the right balance. And that calls Tiferes. That's Yaakov Avinu, where he says, oh, the exact measurement should be exact. There should be a blend, a perfect blend between how much I give, how much I take back. How much food you give, how much you cut back. And there should be exactly the right portion. Once you figure out the right portion, once the teacher figures out the right amount they can teach, oh, that goes P'chinas Malchus. Malchus means it comes down to the action. And that's so beautiful. Dovid HaMelech, he was in Yerushalayim. He built the Beis HaMikdash. He prepared it. And he established our eternal capital. He brought down the Shekhinah into Yerushalayim. So every person needs, that's the chariot. He needs these 4 parts. He needs, on one hand, he has to have the enthusiasm and the feeling, the kindness to give. He has to cut back. He has to have the right balance. And then he could make his impact. He could deliver what he has to. That's called P'chinas Malchus. And that's the beautiful bracha that Rabbi Abba wanted to tell you. I wanted to give you a child that he should be called Idi, Rosh Tevis, Avram, Yitzchok, Yankov, and Dovid. The letters of Idi, Aleph, Yud, Dalet, Yud. He should be blessed with these qualities. If he will be blessed with them, he will be a very successful person. And that's what Rabbi wanted to tell him for this week's Parsha. You made a mistake. The pasuk is not telling you to call the name, the firstborn Pchor should get the name of his uncle that passed away. You know, his father's brother. That's not the mitzvah. The mitzvah is that if someone passes away without any children, the oldest brother has the responsibility to marry the widow and to continue the name by getting the inheritance, etc. So this is how so beautiful Rabbi Yitzchok explains that piece of Zoyar in connection to the mitzvah from Yibum.